Throughout the month of July, we resumed recording for the Climbing Mountains album. We were again at Soundspace Studios in Yellow Springs under the watchful hand of the master himself, Chris Hertzler. And the first of those sessions we titled the Jazz Sessions because we had several Dayton area jazz musicians who tracked for us. My longtime collaborator Chris Berg was there, and he was playing the Berg bass, which is this amazing acoustic bass instrument that he designed, and it was built by local woodworker Paul De Laverne. We also had Brian Cashwell there, piano player extraordinaire, who also played on my last album, Inversion. And we had saxophonist Hal Melia, as well as saxophonist Michael Bissig. And one of the first tunes we tackled was Catharsis. Catharsis is a real moody, almost spooky tune. And what Brian and Chris and Hal were able to do on that session is going to blow a lot of people's minds. It's an amazing tune. And of course, we had Joe Tritchler back, who's doing all the drums and percussion on the album. And it was a really great session. I'm real happy with how Catharsis turned out in particular. The next tune we tackled was Sister Witness at sycamore.com. I know, interesting title. This song is really an important song in the cycle where our main character, Spooky Gladstone, starts to realize that there's a message in nature, which is kind of a way out from this detached, disconnected world he's been living in. That song was really a joy to record. Next up was at crawlers.org. We did a lot of songs in these sessions, and Crawlers really surprised me, I always liked it. I thought it had a lot of potential in its demo format, but once we got all the players in, it was really interesting to see this song take on a whole new direction almost. It has a new life, and it went really well. And one of the highlights for me were the drum tracks that Crazy Joe laid down for us. They were just really spot on and really drove the song in a very interesting way.
It was meant to be. We are like one soul. We are like one soul.
Another song we tackled in these sessions is called Arctic Circles. And it's an interesting tune. It's more of a sonic experience than a traditional song. It's one of John Paul Davis's compositions, and there's a lot of frequencies in there, sonic frequencies, and the vocals kind of follow along those frequencies more in a soundscape than an actual straightforward song per se. It sounds really cool. These sessions were really inspiring for me, just working with so many creative and brilliant artists and musicians. I have been mind blown by the level of talent in the studio. Things are really exceeding my expectations on so many levels.
I am blown in the wind.
Life in Quarters is a really interesting song. It's another one of John Paul Davis's compositions. We did a lot of songwriting back and forth together for this album project, and this really leads into directions song-wise that I've never really gone before. I really appreciate that about John's compositions, and it really forced me as a vocalist and a lyricist to go in different places, experiment and see A, what I could do with my voice, and B, kind of just allow things to organically flow and be open-minded to the direction that a song could take. And Life in Quarters really, for me, embodies that concept on this album. Again, it's just a really, really, really cool song.
And spoken, decaying and open.
Twitter Tat. Oh yes, one of the first songs I composed for this project, and originally I called it Titter Tat, and then of course as the concepts flowed, and of course there's a lot of reference to social media use and abuse throughout the album, and Twitter Tat is where it finally wound up. And with the help of Matt Borders in particular, who of course has a brilliant musical mind, this song is really quickly become one of the funnest tunes on the album. I could really see people attaching to this song rather quickly, and I'm considering it being the next single off the album. Of course, Pretty was the first single to promote the Pledge campaign, and now that we're getting close to the release, this just might be the release, the single that we pushed the album release with. It's really awesome. Matt's work on it is fabulous. The drum work is fabulous, and the production quality is very, very high. I was reading an article about the current state of culture and society, and kind of the rise of ADHD and autism, and this author had talked about all these kind of brain things that are happening within the culture, and he referred to this new wave as the rise of the neurotribes, and I thought that was really intriguing, so I wrote an entire song about that concept. And Neurotribes really is a short but interesting tune on the album. We immediately went on to Spot, which is one of the more soulful tunes on the album. Not much to say about it really. It's a groover, and it has a really catchy chorus in it, which we've all been singing over and over and over again. And hopefully that'll catch on with all of our listeners.
Nowhere, no way, I find myself. Nowhere, no way.
Well, Avatar is also a song that I composed quite early in the process, and it has really grown. In many ways, it doesn't even resemble the original demo version of the song, but it's really fun right now. It could also be a single. I really see the idea here for promoting the album with Avatar, and actually recording another music video to this song. It's a whole lot of fun, very, very soulful, big fat drums, big groove, big bass line. Just a really, really fun song to play and listen to.
Nowhere, no way, I find myself. Nowhere, no.
Narcissus, the Greek god who was so beautiful and so wonderful, he could only see himself. Well, we are in the age of narcissism, and this song is all about it. and it's jazzy, and it's hopping. It's a fun song, all about how great me is.
In spring, the ghost of winter.
As I said, these sessions were really amazing, having Matt Borders and John Davis and Chris Berg, Brian Cashwell, Joe Trichler, Hal Melia, and Michael Bissig, and of course Chris Hertzler at the helm. Just a great month of recording, and we are really, really close to being done with this. We have a few more tracks to do, a lot of mixing and mastering, and in about a month we will be releasing the Climbing Mountains Across the Shoreline of Your Thought album.